Greetings, everybody. This is Terrace Martin, and you are watching The Beat Shine. By me being from South Central Los Angeles, just living in LA was just like a strong thing. Like it was very influential. Like from going outside, from getting like your local burger stand to the ice cream truck, from hearing the ice cream truck, from knowing when school let out, hearing the kids at the bus stop, and then you have that regular type sound, and then as the night goes on, ain't no telling what you may hear. You may hear, somebody arguing or somebody laughing and talking or gunshots or whatever like that. But whatever, these neighborhoods play a part in all of us. And for me, the music that was in my neighborhood was a lot of Biz Markie, Terrace One, early Easy, NWA. You know what I'm saying? But my earliest memory of hip hop in the hood would be like EPMD, You Got to Chill, because that was the one. All of my heroes was gangster cats that I looked up to, and that's what they was playing. You Got to Chill, or the J, the I, the M, the Y, Jimmy by Boogie Down Productions. My most earliest favorite hip hop memory, like the one that was a turning point for me, was when Steve, which was a older Asian cat that worked at the Rhodium Swap Meet. He ran a record shop at the Rhodium Swap Meet. I forgot Steve Sano, Lord forgive me, I forgot Steve's last name. But everybody knows him. Dr. Dre knows him. Everybody knows him. But he would sell me records, and I was like 6 or 7 years old, 12-inch albums. And he gave me he always, sold me one album, then he would turn me on to another record. Or like I would look at the record coverage and say, I want to get that record. And the record I chose was I bought 2 records that day. It was one Public Enemy. I think it wasn't Bring the Noise. It was before Bring the Noise. But anyway, the other record was NWA and the Posse, and that was one with Dope Man on it with 8-Ball. And I remember playing that. It had 2 sides of the record. It was the radio side that was no cussing, that I would play a lot when my parents was home, and then when my parents wasn't home, I would play the cussing side. But one time I thought my parents had left the house, so I started playing Dope Man, and 8-Ball. I don't drink Brass Monkey, like the beat funky. Nickname Easy-E, yo, 8-Ball junkie. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was bussing. And, they heard some words like shit and fuck and ass they didn't like. And my mom came in and found the record, and she ripped the record up in front of my face. And that's when I realized that that's what I got to do. I got to be a part of that movement. I grew up in the studio house. My father's a producer and mother's songwriter. So we always had drum machines and drums and pianos and organs around my whole household. I actually don't remember life before a drum machine or before equipment. I don't know what life is other than I'm 4th generation musician, so I don't even understand nothing else. Me being a musician, also a jazz musician at that, like a big thing for us is the fellowship. Going to jam sessions and fellowship and playing with other people. So I took that same mentality and brought it to the hip hop side with me. Whether it was somebody's house that if they had a drum machine, I would just start doing beats. They had turntables, start doing this keyboards. I would just go to different neighborhoods and just definitely around LA, like whoever was the hottest MC or the hottest dude of that neighborhood, I would go to that studio, do a beat, serve them real quick, go to the next hood, do another beat, serve. This is before the internet even got popping. So my name around LA got kind of known anyway, right? And I was up under the Battle Cat. So that was a powerful move anyway for me at that time in my life, and still is to this day. Working with Quincy Jones and Clark Terry, I was bought to Quincy Jones by Snoop Dogg, and then just being able to be, like one of the bridge between Snoop, Quincy Jones, and Clark Terry is a big honor. That's like it's not a lot of people in a lifetime that get to say that they do something like that. So musically, that's a highlight. And then really just seeing the whole thing from a little kid that we all started off in Carson by the name of Kendrick Lamar, go to what we started off to, that record selling those millions and millions of copies off the music that we've been doing for a few years anyway. So like those are 2 strong highlights for me, where it's like I could say that I'm proud of being involved in. And I'm like, if you turn the page in the history book, my name is going to be on those pages that deal with those situations. And that's an honor. Like, to me, it's not a lot of cats that could say they're a part of history, but I am now a part of history. Really influenced by what others say. I think now the past couple of years, I really could say I don't, unless it comes from certain people or that I inspire to be like, or I see a pattern that, something I don't take creative direction from non-creative people. You know, I don't take creative direction from a lot of creative people because it's so personal to me. You know, and for me, it's like I'm really focused on my format, on what I'm listening to, and like for instance, like for business purposes, I'm gonna look at the Puffy and the Russell Simmons standpoint. I'm not gonna look at them for the musical standpoint. I'm just not. Other standpoints, as far as branding and everything, I will look at certain other artists. You know, when it comes to music, I'm looking at the Quincy Jones. I'm looking at you know, I'm looking at Dr. Dre still. You know, these are cats that I'm looking to. You know, and that's my whole thing of really overcoming it. That's the hardest part, is not truly not giving a fuck what anybody says. It's really a hard thing to overcome in your life. But I really don't give a fuck. Can you cuss in this? Because I don't give a fuck. Okay. Work hard. Keep a level head. Humble. Try to stay away from all distractions, whether it be, you know, liquor, drugs, women. You know, all the things that sound fun. You know, for me. You know, just really focus, man, and really staying humble. Not. I think that's the biggest thing in this game we all struggle with, is staying really humble, really staying real humble. That's the hardest thing, you know, because I believe everybody is, you know, your worst enemy is gonna be you, because you know when you hurt, you know when you cry, you know when you laugh. So, you know, just trying not to be that roadblock for yourself. I have the fortunate career to where I'm able to see the world. I'm able to see the world and meet people and greet people and play music for people and touch people around the world. I don't have to just lay up in the studio all day. That's not my thing. My thing is I want to play. I want to be in the studio too, but I want to touch the world and touch the people. So if anything, I'm happy that my job, you know, actually, I don't even have a job. I'm really unemployed because this is not a job. I'm just really fortunate to be able to do what I love to do and make a living. You know, I thank God for that. And it's not easy, but I would rather be doing this than doing other things for me personally. And you know, I don't believe in having a plan B. Either go with your plan A or die. I don't believe in a plan B. I don't believe in nothing else to fall back on. This is what I have, and not only do I do it, but I live this music. It's not a gimmick. If the drum machine cuts off, I'll still be able to play. Honesty and the legacy I want to leave behind is really, you know, if you don't like my music or you love my music, I stayed myself musically. I never, you know, I'm not a trendy guy. If the trend goes that way, I don't really go that way. I'll take elements from it, but that's not my thing. My thing is individuality is the legacy I would like to leave behind, and just good soulful music, just soul, heartfelt, anything heartfelt.